Media Center Windows Home Server User Group. When we talked about doing this a while ago, myself, Simon, and Paul Foster from Microsoft and the other MVPs, I wasn't really sure when anybody would ever turn up, or whether you'd actually get anybody to come to these things. So I'm really pleased that you've made it all here. So I think we've got some good presenters and some good topics to show you this evening, and we've got some kit to show off as well. So I won't waffle on too long on the presentation.
That's my contribution for the evening.
Okay, there we go. So what we're looking at tonight is, as I said, this is the first group, so to get a feel for the level of people using Media Center, and some people are probably experts on it, some people might be new to it, so we'll try and get a feel for that. So we're going to look at some Media Center add-ons. Simon's going to look at Tune-Free MCE, which certainly we've seen that, but it's a really good application for getting Media Center, getting TV directly to Media Center without a tuner. And then Andrew Cherry, fellow Media Center MVP, is going to do a session on Media Center development, because if you're into development, Media Center is a great platform to write applications for. It does take a bit of learning, and it's got a fairly steep learning curve, but as you'll see from the applications that Andrew's written, it's very powerful, and it's got it's a great platform, and it's a great way of getting content onto the TV, your own developments. So then we're going to have a break, and you can take a look at some of the fantastic kit we've got here from Orion Systems. There's all sorts of stuff here, so these guys down here can talk to you. We've got Satanta running on there. Yeah, we've got Windows 7, Windows Home Server, so take a look at that kit, because it's really, really impressive. And then we'll be having a look at Windows Home Server. Andrew's going to give us a demonstration of Windows Home and talk about Windows Home Server, because the two, Windows Home Server and Windows Media Center, go together very nicely, and recent updates as well make them work better together, so I'm just going to talk about that. Myself and Gary are going to go and have a look at Windows 7, because everything's going towards Windows 7, and there's a lot of stuff coming from Windows 7 that makes it much better for enthusiasts. Things like sharing content together between machines, Play To, so you can pick a file, a music file or a picture, and play it to another machine and that kind of stuff. So it really does take it a lot better, and it's one of the main benefits of Windows 7, I think, is the home group and Media Center stuff for us. And then we're going to do a kind of Q&A or roundtable. I've got my recording gear here, so we're going to try and record it for the podcast. So we'll just try and set up, and we'll have a few of us sit around with some microphones, and hopefully just make it interactive, and we'll get some discussion going. If you've heard the stuff that I did at CES, where we had the round table, we really enjoyed doing that, just sort of passing the mic around. So those are the things. We're going to have some food in the break later as well. We've got pizza coming, I think.
Lots of it.
So first thing I'll go through, why did we create a user group? I think one of the main reasons I felt was that as a UK Media Center in the UK doesn't seem to have a strong voice. You've got some great resources like the Green Button, which has got a very much American feel to it for all the users that are on there. So Media Center needs, I sort of felt that Media Center needed a UK voice because of the TV standards for the UK different to in America, and as a collective we need to shout for the things that we want. So that was one of the reasons. I also wanted to do it just to meet like-minded enthusiasts and really get the most out of the Media Center and the systems, and like Home Server, and how we can integrate all these things together. So one of the questions I wanted to ask before we go on is, who is actually using Media Center? Okay, so most people are using Media Center. So
by default.
Who's using Media Center as a DVR? So they've got TV tuner and using it with. That's most people. That's good. And who's using third-party add-ins? So have you got a clean system, or are you using some additional applications? Yeah, that's a bit interesting to see. So, and what about Windows Home Server? So who's using Home Server?
Great, I'll just go rewrite my presentation. Down to 3 slides now.
Okay, that's good. So, and does any development, Windows development?
I'll be getting code.
Sure, in for long.
Andrew's presentation of development is only 3 hours anyway, so.
Could have gone longer.
Yeah. So okay, so that gives us an idea of who's got what. So the other thing I want to mention is the resources that we've got. Obviously, the digitallifestyle.com. Each of the other presenters have got their own sites that they can plug, and Andrew's got his sites and he's going to plug those, and we're all on Twitter and everything else. So I'll include those links in the slides that I'll send out later anyway, so you can find it all on there. Okay, so let's have a look at some Media Center add-ins first. I think, Simon, you want to look at Tuner Free MC. If anybody's got any questions, just feel free to fire them through. So we'll do the Q&A at the end. And we've got a giveaway as well. Gary's got loads of stuff to give away, so at the end of this, the first session, what we're giving away, the tuner.
Yeah, I think we'll give the tuner away.
Oh, think about a question.
Right, okay guys. Who's actually using Media Center as their main TV? That's pretty good going. And who's using more than Media Center? Who's got it running with Sage TV as well? Or something nasty like that? Oh, that's good. Is that running on home server? Chris? No? Okay. The best thing for me about Media Center, personally, is the ability to extend it with add-ins and the vast amount of community resource there is for helping people to develop add-ins. And one of the things that is interesting about it is the fact that people don't tend to follow the standard Media Center layout for all of their add-ins. And I think that's a good thing because it depends on people getting their ability to work around the content that they're working with. And the best application that I've seen out there for doing that is probably Media Browser. And I know that Jazz is in the room somewhere, so I don't know who he is. He threw his hand up. Hi, Jazz. So that's probably the best one. The second to that, and the one that Martin's done a fantastic job with this application for a very long time, and I've been incredibly impressed with it, is Tuner Free. And if you happen to be in a situation like I am right now with this laptop, I don't have a TV card in there, so I've got no way to get TV yet. I'm in a hotel room or something, haven't got access to my box at home, so I can't stream off of that using any other way. And I can just use Tuner Free to be able to watch TV straight out of the box on my PC. So this is actually running on Windows 7, so it's hidden away at the moment. But when I start it, you'll see that one of the other cool features that's built in to this, and it's coming into, oh no, okay, you're not going to see it. For the rest of the afternoon, it's just been telling me to try and download an update, which is actually probably managed to do now, so that's a little bizarre. But one of the things that I do like about the applications like Tuner Free, like Media Browser, is they're now starting to auto-update themselves. And as I say, this has been pulling down an update all day, but it seems to have managed to do it. And the whole Tuner Free interface is something that seems to work really well in terms of the content that is being pulled in here. So I think particularly Martin's pulling in all the different TV channels that are available in the UK and also in the US with Hulu, although I've not got it configured. And he's done a really good job of working around the difficulties of having no consistent IPTV channel in the UK. Everybody's using completely different methods to get their IPTV out there. And one of the things that Tuner Free does better than lots of other stuff out there is really bring those together, and it's a great achievement. So just to give you an example of what's available here, if you were to go down to BBC One, for example, and go into it, in the background there's a service running that's cached everything and pulled down all the information about all the available programmes, pulled down the art for each one as well. And I'll go into the live feed of BBC, and it will quite happily kick in, and after a few seconds start to play the stream,